Cafe, where ideas take shape, thought find depth, and every conversation explores the art of thinking beyond the obvious. And today I have my special guest. He's a stand-up comedian, magician, and other than Mr. Danny Whitson. Welcome, Mr. Danny on Abstract Essay. And can you please introduce more about yourself that I missed?
Oh yeah, all right. Well, thanks for
Mhm.
having me on here. Great. Uh, my name is Danny Whitson. I'm a stand-up comedian slash magician. I've been performing for 20 plus years, um, and I'm from a place Knoxville, Tennessee. It's the eastern part of the state. Beautiful, beautiful place. And yeah, I just travel all over doing shows for all kinds of people, and now I'm here on this podcast with you, Daniel.
Yes, yes. And thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. And we salute you, Mr. Danny, being a comedian. So tell us, can you please introduce more about yourself that I missed?
Let's see. Like I said, I've been performing for 20 plus years. Started out in magic. I was a young guy, starting out like most people do. Started out street performing, doing street shows, busking, stuff like that. Learned how to, be engaging and build an audience, and then from there, I kind of migrated to the comedy clubs where I did a lot of emceeing and host and learned how to keep a show flowing, keep a show going, and write jokes and eventually get funny. And then later on, kind of combine the two, magic and comedy, into my show now. So my show now is a blend of stand up comedy and magic. So it's a blend of both. And I've just kind of been perfecting that over the years and doing my show.
Yes, and today let's talk about magic and magicians. Mr. Danny, tell us at its core, magic creates conflict between what the audience knows and what they experience. What does the tension reveal about human perception and our desire to believe?
Well, I think the thing with magic is, I mean, it's first of all, magic is real. Magic is an emotion that we feel. The moment whenever we think we know how everything works, and then for a moment we realize we don't know how everything works, and that creates a sense of wonder for a moment. Now, it's up to the individual how they want to treat that. If a lot of times, like if you have somebody who they're like, oh, I know how he did that, or I'm going to try to figure out how he did that, and well, then I
Mhm.
think that's an ego issue. Yeah, and it's sad because their ego is robbing them of wonder, and it doesn't even mean if they're going to figure it out or not. Just the fact that they are pushing that they should just sit back and relax and enjoy the show, enjoy the wonderment. It's the same thing as if you go watch a movie in the movie theaters. Buildings aren't really blowing up, and people aren't really getting, the bad guys aren't really dying in real life. But if you let yourself be part of that movie magic, that make believe time, you're going to enjoy the movie. Same thing with a good magic show.
Yes, indeed. The same with the magic show. Many describe magic as the only honest from deception. What is the implicit contract of trust between a magician and the audience that makes deception not only acceptable but celebrated?
Well, I mean, the word deception, I think that's going. Deception is something that I think is more pointing to like a lie that's out to hurt you, to harm you. I
Hmm.
mean, someone cons you out of your money. That's deception, or they do something like that. Magic's not that. Magic, I don't think magic is deception. Magic is just fun, a moment of fun. You know, let's, like, if you can, the word trick has been thrown around and mixed with deception. That's not the same. It's not the same thing, not the same experience. So, you know, like I said, someone's deceiving you if they're trying to harm you in some way. Well, magic's not trying to harm you at all. It's just, pure entertainment, and you should, hopefully you can get joy out of it.
Yes, definitely. Thank you for clarifying that statement, Mr. Danny. Is it the primary goal of a magician to create a moment of pure, childlike wonder, or to demonstrate intellectual superiority by outwitting the audience critical mind?
So, okay, if you've got a magician up there who is just wanting to outwit his audience constantly, that's a problem on them. I think it's something that they try to stroke their ego with, maybe. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, sometimes there's fun things to do on stage just for your own self satisfaction. Of course, we all do that. Like, oh, I tricked him on this or I tricked him on that. Uh, but my primary goal isn't it's to entertain the audience. A lot of magicians will sometimes get overshadowed by the magic, or they get overshadowed by what they put the magic front and stage. Danny Whitson doesn't do that. Danny Whitson puts Danny Whitson front and stage. So my own personality, my own style overshadows my own magic, which I'm okay with that. Not saying that my magic is the magic routines and stuff that I do aren't good. No, they're fantastic. They're great. People love them. I love these routines I've been doing. But whenever you leave my show, I want you to remember Danny Whitson, not what Danny Whitson just did. So I'm on the entertainment factor. I want to entertain and bring the childlike wonder to the audience versus, you know, I outsmarted you, you know.
Yes, indeed. And Mr. Danny, the craft and psychology, beyond manual dexterity, what is critical psychological principle magician must master to create a compelling illusion?
Now, what was that again? Explain, like,
Yes, what is the most critical psychological principle magician must master, just like the sleight of hand or whatever
there's so
trick?
this is the the thing I love about magic, okay, is people don't there's so many different layers. There's so many different layers. There's misdirection, there's verbal direction, there's attention direction, there's sleight of hand. Okay, so when you put all these layers together, okay, it makes the perfect magic trick. Okay, now a lot of times, when someone may show you a card trick at the bar or something, that's just one layer. They haven't studied the deep layers of magic. So there's so many principles to learn, and when you master all those, that's what creates the ultimate magic. The ultimate magic routine, illusion, whatever you want to do, and that's where it kind of separates the masters from the amateurs. That's the thing I love. I love, and you can, and you don't have to use all these different principles on the same trick. You can, like, I can do one routine that's based solely on misdirection, no sleight of hand at all. No, there's been times where I've done a routine and I just wanted to, and I guess this falls back on the ego thing, a little bit of the outsmarting the audience, but I just wanted to see if I could do it. And I literally, in plain sight, the secret wasn't hidden at all. It was in plain sight of the entire audience, but no one ever saw it because of my verbal misdirection.
Hmm.
So it's that there was nothing covering it all. So, but whenever you use all the layers, the verbal misdirection, the body language, and sleight of hand, it creates the perfect routine.
In an age where any trick can be instantly be deconstructed on YouTube, has the secret lost its power? How does a modern magician create wonder when how is often a click away?
So back in the day when the internet and YouTube first came out, magic was the first art. All art forms right now, Daniel, are kind of hit with modern technology, AI, a lot of it.
Yeah.
Magic was one of the first ones to feel this. Magic was one of the first ones to feel this, and this was probably 20 years ago. Um, the But now, since there's so many different methods to one trick. You may see this trick, but there's several different methods of how to do it. So yeah, you could hop on if you wanted to, and you could Google a routine, or hop on YouTube and see how this person's exposing the trick. But that doesn't mean that means how I did it. You know, uh, that's the way you're doing it, but the way I do it is a little different. Now, I'm not terrified. I don't hide behind secrets. Like I said, my show is purely to entertain. If But also my methods, 95% of the methods in my show are unique to me. So not unless I've sat down and told you, or maybe you've been lucky enough to figure out a routine if that's what you want to do, then that's that. But I've learned, and most magicians have learned to just roll with it. And if someone's going to Google look it up, they can. But then on the flip side, the positive note about what YouTube has done for magic is it's made it much more easier for people who have an interest in becoming magicians to get into magic. Because before the internet, I mean, you had to get lucky and find a book, or you had to know somebody who was a magician who would teach you, and so forth. And so it's kind of made the path to becoming a magician a little easier.
What's the difference between puzzle and a magic effect? How do you design for the latter, Mr. Danny?
The difference between what and a magic effect?
Yes, please.
Like, what I'm trying to understand your question. What was the first part? The difference between
Puzzle. What
a
challenge?
puzzle. Oh,
Yes, a
okay. A
puzzle.
puzzle and a magic trick. Well, okay, but there's a big difference, because a puzzle is usually performed with. It's just there for you to solve. Here's a problem. See if you can put this together. There's not a lot of backstory, and it's not very entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't get me wrong. People solve puzzles, maybe to. I mean, it's satisfied. I think there's a satisfaction for it, and a place for it. But with magic, there's meaning. You want to put meaning to what you're doing. You want to. Some people do stories. Tell a story along and demonstrate with magic. So I think the difference between just a just a puzzle. It's and magic's got the meaning, and and a good magician will put his own personality, his own self into what he's doing.
Let's talk about the art's history, ethics, and performance. Mr. Danny, where is the ethical line for a magician? For instance, is there a difference between manipulating perception for a shared experience of wonder and using the same techniques for manipulation, fraud, or harmful persuasion?
Absolutely. There's a lot of scumbag things that can be done, that and a magician who has, especially an experienced seasoned magician, knows that there's a lot of things that you could use to manipulate people.
Hmm.
And it happens. There's scumbags out there. They're not magicians. I mean, they usually portray other type of I won't say the names of the occupations, but they're out there. There's a lot of them get mixed up in religion, and take advantage of people, or you get some, but or and they are real live con artists out on the street that you sleight of hand. And but then there's also the psychological manipulation. All these things magicians are aware of, um, and but it's it's you'll have a lot of magicians that'll expose these guys, or these bad people out here taking advantage, and that's kind of the where the line is. Now, to me, I had a lady one time, Daniel, come up to me after a show, and She wanted me to hypnotize her. She wanted me to come over to her house,
Mm-hmm.
hypnotize her because she had lost a lot of expensive jewelry in her home. And I
Okay.
told her no. I said, first of all, don't ever come up to a total stranger and invite them in your house and tell them about expensive jewelry that you have in your home. You know, I mean, but there's scumbags out there that would have jumped all over that and probably robbed her blind.
Yes, definitely. And Mr. Danny, great magician like Darren Brown or Penn and Teller often reveal how a trick is done as a part of the performance. Does this demystification enhance the art or diminish its power?
I don't think so. Not with Penn and Teller or Darren Brown. Darren Brown is one of the best ever, 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 ever. He there's even some stuff in my show that some magicians would consider exposure. That I'd rather take the laugh than the trick on. So I don't have an issue with that because I mean at the end of the day, sometimes by exposing one thing and not exposing another, it'll make the other magic effect even more stronger. So I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but it's one of those things. And the thing like Penn and Teller, they've always, like they did the cups and balls with clear cups, which no one should ever do that. But the whole time they're doing it, you see what's going on, but still at the same time you're entertained. And really, you couldn't tell them what the heck. You couldn't tell somebody what you just saw, though, as far as the secret goes. So yeah, I think it goes back to the entertainment factor.
Yes, definitely. So, Mr. Danny, what are your short term and long term goals as a comedian?
Comedian, magician,
Yes,
or
please.
just well, the I think I'm really content what I'm doing right now. Like I said, I'm performing a lot, staying busy. I am getting into some filmmaking, so but I just plan on Daniel, just keep performing, keep doing it until I'm old and crusty and falling apart. And I've got, like I said, some projects out there in the works. I've got actually I've got a movie that'll be out that I would like to give a quick plug to, if that's okay.
Yes, go ahead.
It's called Gig Workers. It'll be out in the summer of 2026, and that'll be out on Amazon Prime, out on Apple, even Tubi. But it's called Gig Workers, and it's got me and several other comedians in it. It's comedy, so highly recommended. Definitely want to check out. That's a long term goal. I do want to get into some more movies, do some stuff like that. But for the most part, I mean, man, I just want to keep performing and making people smile and getting the ooh and ahs as long as I possibly can.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. And good luck to your goals, Mr. Danny, and looking forward for the success of that movie. And can you please come over on Movie 101 review and let's talk about it
Absolutely.
if you have time. So, what would be your piece of advice for those people out there that want to be like you?
Well, I say, first of all, in order to be good at anything, you got to be obsessed with it. You can't be afraid. Failure is just another opportunity to get back up and do it again. So don't ever listen to anybody. If they tell you you can't do something, don't listen to them. You can do it. Just keep doing it, and know that you got to be obsessed if you want to be great at something. So you just be obsessed with it, and you can do it. You can do anything you want.
Yes. And stop procrastinating, people. And Mr. Danny, can you please recommend a book or books that influence your journey?
I'm a big book person, and especially in magic. I have a ton of magic books out there, but there are some really good ones out there. Let's think one that especially somebody who maybe just getting into magic. Um, let's see. There's so many good stuff. Gosh, this one right here, I was not prepared to think because I've got so many great books. Uh, The you know what, and this one right here you could still find, and this is there are a series of books, and they cover pretty much all the classics. And some people will look at this book and say, hey, this book is outdated, these are old, but it's they still play and it still connects to everything today. And that's the Tarbell Course of Magic. And you can get the books. You could probably get you can get them ebooks online, but the Tarbell Course of Magic, and he touches on everything. And there's several volumes. You can learn a lot out of those books right there, and especially to beginning, starting out, they would be fantastic.
Fantastic indeed, and thank you for that recommended book, Mr. Danny. And before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people. My other podcast, because my abstract essay is already in fifth season, abstract poetry in second season, my book 101 review in fifth season too, comedy 101 in the third season, and my food 101 in sixth season as well, geography 101, love letters, movie 101, music 101 our fourth season, and science 101, sex 101 second season, and my baby podcast, mental health 101, law 101, Bible verses 101, entrepreneurship 101. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. So, Mr. Danny, if you could have everyone in the world understanding one thing about the art of magic, what would it be?
Is that, like I said, to bring it back to earlier, magic is an emotion that we all have, that we can all feel. And instead of maybe just always looking for the answer, the question is more important. And that's with magic. So whenever you go see a magic show, your next one, just let loose, let go, and just go along with the ride.
Get along with the ride. And Mr. Danny Whitson, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. And I'm inviting you to come over on Comedy 101 and, of course, Movie 101 review. So, can you please invite our listeners to support your advocacy, your movies, or whatever projects that you're doing right
Absolutely.
now?
I'll tell you what, if you guys would give me a follow on Instagram at Super Magic Boy, and or you can give me a follow on Facebook at Danny Whitson Magic and Comedy. I'll be posting about the movie Gig Workers that comes out 2026 this summer. I would love for you guys to check it out, and please give me a follow. I'll post, upcoming shows where I'm going to be at. Who knows? I may be in your country one day or in wherever. I would love to see you guys out.
Yes. Why? Yes, why not? People, let's support Mr. Daniel Woodson because if you support him, for sure more and more empowering advocacy will rise. So, Mr. Danny, thank you so much for your time.
Awesome. Thank you for having me, Daniel.
More to come, people. See you soon.